In today's episode, we are going to feature to you and we are going to have an inspection of the young shoots, the young vines of our rock melon, because it is through this that we will be able to identify or even have a glimpse or calculation as to when or the durability of our rock melon. How are they going to become so productive? If it is like so promising, it means that the young leaves are actually very healthy. It means there is a tendency for the rock melon to really be extending and will give us eventually many fruits because of the presence of these young vines and the conditions to which they are actually growing. So let's start here at the tip of it. If you can see, guys, it is promising still. It means it has still allowance to grow. This tip also shows us even like its willingness to keep on extending, because by way of looking at the extension, it has been growing steadily. In here also, you are going to see a rock melon having the freedom to grow, because perhaps at her mind she is saying that she still have plenty of spaces to occupy, because on her left there are plenty of spaces for this rock melon to grow. But these rock melons here are actually like plants having expedition and competition, because it keeps on climbing. Look at this one. It is climbing. It has the pleasure of climbing. Similar with this one. And as it climbed, it became so gigantic. You can see the vine. I think you are witnessing here like not dwarfism but gigantism here. You are seeing here gigantic vine, and it keeps on going up and going up, and I am even assuming that it has a target to even reach this rope here. The last time I saw here a broken vine. Let's try to inspect. So this is actually the tip of the broken vine, and I say a little prayer of this vine that when it turns like mature, and if it recovers, and then the portion of the vine which was broken will have a root or sets of roots. So you are seeing right now like a broken vine, and you're also seeing here like a picture of a vine that is recovering, because a portion of it still has a little connection towards the nutrients, and the nutrients were not actually totally being terminated, but there is still a way for the nutrients to go through, and that is why it supports the growth here, although it didn't extend. So what we are seeing here is that if it's going to turn mature and there are roots which were formed out of it, then we can transplant it. So there are young vines that erupt in the middle of the bushes. And that one is attempting to go to the wall, even if they knew that there is nothing to coil on. Still, since the direction of their growth is going there, So it tried their fortune or their fate to look for places to coil on, but eventually, once the summit became so heavy, then it will go back. So the tendency really of this rock melon, their growth really is whenever they are looking for spaces to just erupt, then they are going to do that because they seem to be competing with one another, and that is why wherever they find it, find opportunity for them to become domineering, then they have to do that. Okay, and they will continue to do that. Oh, that one already returns towards the ground, but again it rises again, it rose again. Mhm. So seeing the potential of these young vines, I could sense that everything in this area is going to be overcrowded with the rock melon vines. It's still very young, it's still very promising. As you can see that the growth really is possible for these young vines of rock melon. This one too. You can see this one, and even have hindered us to cross over because they have been so busy to dominate and to cover the space which we usually are stepping on. This one is going up there, and this one is going up there. This one too. So to support this rock melon's growth, that I I establish a rope here going up so that it will go up. Okay. These rock melon vines were redirected towards that area, and wow, this one also is climbing. Really love to climb, similar with that near the edge. They wanted to climb, and once they attained their supremacy, that they became gigantic, as you can see here. So they are assimilating themselves with the other plants.